Hey everybody, sorry to be a little bit late. I actually started doing this on my other page, on my Main Street Vegan page, because over there, even though it's not nearly as active as the Victoria Moran author channel, I was just there doing my other series, which is weekly, and that's called Ask the Vegan Coaches, in which I talk with one of my wonderful Main Street Vegan Academy certified vegan lifestyle coaches. So if you're interested in that, talk with a lovely woman today, Jarre Cervantes, who is both a nutrition person and also a fitness person, and very, very cool. So what we're going to be about today is bouncing back. Sarah Fioli, oh, I'm so honored. Lovely to see you. And Hilda from Iceland. Iceland is one of my favorite places. I don't know if you're familiar with my book, Lit From Within, and my other book, Creating a Charmed Life, but they both did really well in Iceland. And it's really funny, you know how, who was the artist, the pop artist, who said that you get your 15 minutes of fame, but he just didn't say where. And I think I kind of got mine in Iceland, because for a while my books were very, very popular there, and they topped the Icelandic bestseller list, and I had actual paparazzi. It was so wild. There were like people lined up around the corner. So life is interesting, and it's good to live it fully. So I'm going to be reading today from Younger by the Day, which is what I do in this series, and then riff a little bit on the reading. So this one is called Bounce Back, and my favorite word is irrepressible. Just think about that for a minute. Irrepressible. That means things can happen. You can have the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, but you just don't let them get you down, because you're irrepressible, and that means that you know how to bounce back. So here's what I have to say about that. Resiliency is a requisite of youth for rubber balls and human beings. The quicker you can bounce back from a setback, the younger you are, regardless of your chronological age. Whenever you experience a shock, a loss, a disappointment, or an illness, give healing the time it requires. But no more than that. You need to bounce back. It can be tempting to prolong certain agonies. There is the sympathy vote to start with, and if you haven't felt well or you've been through a difficult period, you certainly can't be expected to work full days or do your own laundry. But bouncing back as soon as you're reasonably able means getting back into the stream of life. This is where the opportunity is. This is where everything is happening. This is where the bulk of answered prayers and fulfilled dreams and realized goals hang out. You have to be there to claim yours. Bouncing back can seem formidable when you've reached a certain age and you've done so much bouncing, it shouldn't be expected anymore. You're tired. You've paid your dues. I know the feeling. Sometimes I think, and sometimes I whine, why is this happening? Why do I have to go through this again? Why is what I want taking so long? If instead of questioning the way things are, I set my sights on bouncing back, the whiny whys fade away. Then I feel the spirit of my dad, a prize fighter in his youth, reminding me that you can either get up and stand in the center of the ring or be down for the count. And the affirmation for this particular reading is, I bounce back as well as if I were made of India rubber. So I just invite you all to take some of that in and kind of get in touch with your warrior spirit. And this is a perfect day for that. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first day of Chinese New Year, which is Year of the Tiger. And Year of the Tiger is very, very cool, because it's really about connecting with that power that we have, that kind of warrior within us that not only can take care of us, but has enough left over to reach out and help those people who aren't in touch with their warrior. You know, there's a lot of fear in this world, and I think it holds people back more than anything. So I just want to read some of the things that are here in the chat. Mindful Meal Planner says, my biochemistry prof used to call me irrepressible. What an amazing compliment. That is something really cool to be called. And hi, Sandra. Sandra is one of my wonderful Main Street Vegan Academy vegan lifestyle coaches. Very nice to see you here. So as I think about bouncing back, I think about intense self-care. And this is on all kinds of levels. So certainly we need to be just taking care of the physical vehicle, because everything has to operate through this. I'm really a spiritual person. I'm very much into the big picture, and I love to read about reincarnation and near-death experiences and the scriptures of the world and the teachings of the great teachers and all that. And yet, all that is just theoretical if my body's not working. If I've got a headache, if I'm down with the flu, if whatever it is, it's just like all that is kind of removed from me. So taking care of the body, taking care of yourself is so important. You know, the old thing about putting your own mask on first in the airplane, the kind of masks we talked about before COVID. But we also have to take care of that spirit, because that's where the irrepressibility comes from. We're able to bounce back when, of course, the body is in order. We need to have had enough sleep and enough nutrition and enough exercise to do some bouncing. But we also need to have this connection to something bigger. And so that can come from meditation. In fact, that's a really good way. And you can figure out how to meditate in a way that works for you. If you're just not someone who's very good at sitting, well, first try it. Maybe you'd be better at it than you think. But there's walking meditation. There are meditative activities like writing in a journal. And all these things get you connected to your own innate spirit, to your own higher power. And that's how we're able to do all this bouncing. So there is something here in the chat. It says, do you believe that much suffering is caused by the way we treat animals? Karma. Oh my gosh, yeah, I do. Because my understanding of these things is that we have personal karma, the things that we ourselves do in good ways and bad ways, because karma works both ways. And ultimately, we want to get beyond it so that we're beyond good karma, bad karma, all karma. But yeah, for where we are now, absolutely, we're responsible for our own thoughts, words, and actions. In addition, there's societal karma, there's cultural karma, there's national karma, there is human race karma. And the way humans have treated animals for such a long time it's deplorable. It's tragic. I mean, something bad happens and we'll have like a national day of mourning. How long would we need to mourn to make up for what has been done to all the non-human beings for hundreds of years, thousands of years? So yeah, I do think that there is a collective karma about that. And I also think that all of us who awaken to this idea that Albert Schweitzer called reverence for life, to this idea that the divine expresses itself in all life forms. So these beautiful, beautiful creatures who just happen to be this time a pig, or a chicken, or a dog, or a butterfly. This is God. That's how I see it anyway. And when we are cruel, when we cause harm, when we disregard any creature, that's going to come back to us. And I think it's also coming back to us in collective ways. Jay Dinshaw, who was the founder of the American Vegan Society, used to say, you want to do the most good and the least harm every single day. And you know what? What more can we do than that? We're not going to be perfect. We're not going to be 100% totally selfless. You know, Mahatma Gandhi isn't alive anymore, and Mother Teresa and some of the other people who at least appear to be very selfless and way more perfect than I will ever get in this life. And yet we can aspire to be the very best that we can be. Do the most good and the least harm. Hi, Eula. I was just about to close, but since you're here, I'll do a little recap. Very happy to have you. We talked today about bouncing back. So if you want to listen and watch this post when it's in its more permanent status, that's what we're going to be talking about. And we'd love to have you chime in the comments and tell us what you think. So thank you, everybody who shows up here every now and then, or just about every day, as some of you do. That means so much. And I just want to wish you the best evening ever, or if you're watching this later, the best whatever time it is, because you know what? This is a pretty magnificent day, because we're in it together. Let us go forth and create a more peaceful and beautiful world. Let's bounce back. Bye.